Today I'm joined with Michelle Fernando from BHP, Superintendent OT Networks. So Michelle, thank you so much for joining us today at Cisco Live. Obviously we are in Australia, everyone knows BHP, but for international audience, tell us a little bit more about BHP and more important, what do you do at BHP?
Yeah, so thanks for having me here. Pleasure to be here. So BHP is a resource industry or mining, global mining organization who do metallurgical coal, iron ore, copper, and also potash in the world. And our operations span from Australia to Americas. And my role in particular is related to wireless operational technologies for mining applications.
No, really good. So obviously everyone understands the importance of the mining industry for the entire world. In your role, which is about OT networks, can you explain maybe the audience here, what are the trends that you see in your environment? You've been in the industry for very long, so what's hot right now? What the trends do you see?
So the latest trend we see is going towards the autonomy. Yeah, okay. So autonomy is our next hurdle we are moving towards. That's aimed at taking people away from harm. So you can't have autonomy in the pit or in the mine without connectivity. So that is where the networking, and especially the wireless networks, plays a huge part in this organization.
So autonomy, so that's very interesting. So remove people from the mine, have the machine drive by themselves. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but there's everyone here, one of the team of this week around Cisco is AI. Everyone has been talking about it. We heard it this morning at the keynote where, we mentioned that it's past the eye going to the value. So what does it mean AI for you in your industry? What do you see really happening?
So for us, AI, from a networking perspective, for me and my team, agentic AI to troubleshoot observability and orchestrate network deployments, that's what AI means for us. However, for our operations, that is about having information on how to operate and having the mind made, kind of like, somebody made there to have a understanding about what can I do in this situation, what can I do in that situation, kind of like that real-time access to data platforms is also autonomy in itself or AI in itself.
So what do you need for that?
Connectivity.
Well, so that's twice in a row you tell me about connectivity. That's a good thing. We're at Cisco Live. We know a little bit about networking after all. So tell me a little bit more and tell the audience, what does it mean connectivity for you, when you are in the context of a mine, middle of nowhere? Explain us what does it mean. You mentioned wireless. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so mining industry operates in the harshest environment in the world. So it is middle of nowhere, as well as from cyclones to bushfire, and very extreme weather conditions are always there. And therefore, maintaining a network and building a network and operating it is one of the biggest challenges. So connectivity in that kind of an ever-evolving network environment is the biggest challenge we are facing every day.
So what you're telling us is even in the middle of Australia, the most remote place, you have connectivity to be able to have autonomy into your mind. So that's fascinating, and I'm sure for all the networking engineers that we have watching, it's a very interesting thing that you are doing there. So you're connecting assets. What about security? What do you see around that?
So security should not be an afterthought, especially in autonomy, because it's a secure connectivity is the key. So it is definitely not an afterthought. It is always in the front of our mind. So operational technologies with regulatory requirements and everything, on top of every stack, we talk about security. It's in forefront of our mind in every decision we make.
So we've talked about AI, the need for connectivity. Connectivity is a need for security. Well, my next question is going to be around, what do you do on a day-to-day? We talked here about observability. What does it mean for you in your environment?
So we are actually moving into this digital transformation in mining, which means every single packet is really important. So at the same time, we are moving into low latency, high data throughput applications. Therefore, this observability plays a real vital clue because we are always chasing every single packet. We cannot tolerate data loss. So before our customer or the machine tells us that there is a network issue, to know that observability and to predict and react is a key element for us. But
good.
it is also very challenging in operational technologies because it's not enterprise level.
Yeah. So, Michelle, we know each other for many years, and we have a chance to work together. You have been trusting Cisco technology for some time. You have a lot of wisdom. You've seen a lot. So tell us maybe, for the new people getting into networking, getting into industrial network, any advice you have for them? That's a bonus question. You were not prepared for it.
Oh, yes. So my only, I had to relearn myself on how to do networks. I come from a career telco background. I had to learn that I'm not in an industry which is a technology driven. Technology is an enabler or a lever for that industry. So money is not made by technology. So changing that mindset and to put yourself as the lever who's enabling, that is the first thing. So forget about everything. Network is no longer important in the eyes of the mining as well, but as long as it is, we should be. I really picked up on that line from the keynote in the morning where it said it is an afterthought or it should be in the background. That's what it is about networks. It's you become somebody in the background making everything work.
No, that's really good. Well, I have to say thank you, Michelle, for joining us today on the show. It was very nice to have you, and back to the studio.